I had so much fun traveling with this bag, and yes, it is slightly sad that my definition of fun is testing bags, but don't judge. This is the SEG28 from Matador, and today I'll talk about what I liked, what I'd change, and how this does organization better and more unique than any bag I've seen. The SEG28 is made for travel and weekend trips, so that's what I used it for. And here's some stats. At 28 liters, it was just a little too large for daily carry, plus it just looks more like a travel bag with that kind of duffel shape. And I'll start with the pack's biggest strength, organization, and it's obvious looking at these 4 zippers on the outside. So SEG28 stands for Segment 28 liter, and it has 4 different size pockets, 4, 6, 8, and 10 liters, that add up to 28, or the total volume of the bag. And each pocket is the area between the neck zipper. Opening up, the pockets are also very large and they extend the entire depth of the bag, which is why, technically, all of the bag's volume can be split up among these 4 pockets. And this gave me a bunch of packing options while using the bag. In a lot of bags, organization refers to electronic storage, so lots of small pockets, cable ties, pen holders, iPad sleeves, stuff like that. But for a lot of people like me, I don't travel with the laptop or too many electronics, so I try to look for this type of large item storage. And honestly, it's kind of rare. The 4 liter can fit socks, the 6 and 8 liter can fit a hoodie, some pants, or some shirts. And the 10 liter slot is the best because it can fit a pair of shoes, but I used it to separate dirty clothes as I wore them. One of the biggest problems I have when traveling is keeping the dirty clothes away from the clean clothes when I have to pack everything up, especially in hot areas. And one solution is packing cubes, but I really liked this bag because it effectively had built-in packing cubes. All of the pockets have water-guarded zipper tracks, YKK zippers, and these little tabs at the end. And they're used to grip so I can open the bag easier, but you could also use them as anti-theft a little bit, especially if you throw on a little lock. And there's also 2 Hypalon latch points on the top and bottom, as well as padded hand straps. Moving to the side, there's another padded strap, some compression straps, and the 5th segment, technically. So if I didn't use the outer pockets, the bag opens up clamshell style and gives access again to the entire 28 liter volume in here. And it would be nice if Matador included some organization pockets here, but it's fine because of all the outside pockets. I still had plenty of options when I used it. And as you can see, there is a bunch of extra material from the pockets on top, and there are 2 small hooks that help flatten the material a little bit, but it doesn't do a great job, so it kind of still sticks out. And luckily, this wasn't really an issue in practice because the extra material compressed really flat when I packed the bag full. So again, in my experience, the bag was super fun and useful because of all the options I had for organization. Sometimes I'd use the main area and some of the outer pockets just for dirty clothes, or sometimes I'd use all of the outer pockets for clothes and the main area for a large raincoat and slippers. The key was that no matter what setup I chose, none of the space went unused, and I could access the main area when the bag was upright, which is nice. Organization is not done either. Staying on the top, there's a large quick access pocket with a mesh pocket inside that has a key clip and some elastic loops. It's a really good size and useful, and again, the material is placed in a way where it doesn't waste space if it's not used. So the quick access pocket is this flap here. So when it's full, it'll of course eat into the main volume, but when it's empty, it lays completely flat against the bottom of the bag. And I don't really like when other bags have a quick access pocket suspended like from the middle here that isn't flat against the bottom, and so it just becomes this floating flappy material that gets in the way. And lastly, on top, there's a laptop sleeve that fits up to a 15-inch laptop. Nothing special here. On the other side, there's a few more compression straps and a stretchy bottle pocket that fits up to a 32-ounce hydro flask. You guys probably know, but I'm not usually a huge fan of stretchy bottle pockets because I feel like the material can rip, but I will say that this material is thicker and not as stretchy as most others I've seen, so I feel like it'll hold up pretty well. And I usually use a carabiner here to lock the bottle on flights so the bottle doesn't slip out. Moving to the straps, they're pretty wide, both the straps themselves and the distance in between them. And as I've used more bags, making this space wide enough is something that like half the companies don't do well, and I'm not really sure why. It just makes the bag so much more comfortable. The padding is pretty firm and not too plushy, but overall, the straps were comfortable when the pack was fully loaded thanks to this little curve at the top that makes all the difference. So normal straps go straight down usually, but these go like up a little, like when you tighten the load lifters on hiking packs, and that helped naturally curve to fit my shoulders. And the straps themselves have latch points down the center and a chest strap, which is a must-have on all my travel packs to help distribute weight. And there is also 2 latch points at the bottom that I guess are used for a hip strap, but mine didn't come with it. Moving to the back panel, there's a top strap, and the panel itself is fine. It's made from the same dense foam as the shoulder straps, and it's comfortable and flexible enough with these little panels, but maybe the only negative on this bag is the lack of ventilation here. I wish there was more air channels to stop my back from sweating, or foam with more holes in it, something to increase ventilation. It just got a little hot to use, and hopefully this is an easy fix on the next version because a lot of bags do ventilation better. There's just like tons of designs that you can choose on this back panel. And lastly, there's a luggage pass-through that closes by Velcro with a little smuggler's pocket for a passport. And I have a small tangent on this. So a person recently commented that they would never buy a travel bag without this pocket. And I agree that it's cool, but help me understand why it's a deal breaker. Against pickpockets, keeping your passport inside the bag is just as secure as in this little pocket. And if the entire bag is stolen, even if the thief doesn't magically find your passport, your bag's gone anyways, so who cares? I just thought it was kind of funny. And finally, I'll cover materials and the overall look. 420D nylon, reinforced ripstop, and water-resistant coating. The bag is just under 2.5 pounds, which is lighter than similar travel packs at this size. And that's not surprising considering Matador makes a lot of ultralight packable bags. And weight is a big consideration for travel bags. 1, because it's more comfortable to carry, and 2, it's because some airlines have strict carry-on requirements where every pound counts. One airline I flew recently had a 10 kilogram or 22 pound carry-on limit total for all of the bags. So my hard shell roller was 8 pounds empty and 16 pounds packed, which left less than 6 pounds to my backpack. And overall, I really like the look of the SEG28. It's very symmetrical with minimal branding. And it's shaped kind of like a duffel bag with that rounded barrel shape, and it has this grid design at the bottom, both of which I can see some people not liking. But the 4 sealed zippers gives it a very distinct look that separates it from any other travel bag on the market. Nowadays, I'm all for any design element that just sets the bag apart, like get weird with it. Okay, so final thoughts, and who is this bag for? The SEG28 made it to my personal bag rotation. The bag is lighter than most of the competition, and at 28 liters, it's kind of that sweet spot for short trips. But the biggest strength, of course, is organizational flexibility. It has 5 different size pockets to mix and match with, plus a quick access pocket and a laptop sleeve. It opened up clamshell to pack really easy, so pretty much it fit any combination of stuff I packed. And it replaced my need for packing cubes because of those 4 segments on the outside. I think it's best for people who don't travel with too much electronics, but instead need that larger storage space to keep shoes, dirty clothes, or other bulky items separated. It's a killer travel bag, and Matador also makes a 45 liter of this bag if you need more space. Anyways, comment below if you want a response, let's talk, and subscribe for new videos every other Sunday.